I'm Chris Sims. I spent the first half of my career in Silicon Valley doing startups as a founder, and started a company in my living room with a couple friends from college, so I had that experience, and then moved back east and worked with big companies in consulting and as a general manager in a public company. And so I've kind of lived as a manager in very small and very large organizations and seen some of the ways that they rhyme, and started the Alchemy Fund a couple years ago. This is my first foray as an investor, and so now I am investing in, which means working alongside early stage startups and helping founders. I think Sherlock Holmes is actually a great example for founders to read as how to do the customer discovery process and how to be hypothesis driven. As you hear that a lot, be hypothesis driven and test your hypotheses. But like, what does that mean, right? And if you read a Sherlock Holmes story, it's a great example of someone who's actually doing it, because like 90% of the story is Watson watching this thing that looks like magic and not really understanding it, but it's cool. And then the last 10% is Holmes going back and describing how he got there. And it's really cool to read this because he does a couple things that are neat to watch and you can replicate. First thing is he has really strong priors, and this is your hypothesis. He picks where to look and why and how. And when he goes there, he either notices things that are strange or confirm what he's expecting to see. But if he's wrong, he ditches the hypothesis right away, immediately. And as a result, he goes through hypotheses really quickly until he finds the right one. So he approaches the right answer sort of asymptotically. And from the outside, it looks like magic, and it looks like he knew the right answer all along. Although if you go back and reread the stories, he's wrong a lot, and he wastes a lot of time and follows up on leads that don't make sense, and then there was nothing there. But he chucks them right away. And when you think about a startup, it's the same thing. It's the speed of iteration, not whether you have a high percentage odds of being right that matters, because you have a certain amount of money, and that means you have a certain amount of time. And to me, the difference between really effective early stage startups and not is how many things they get to try during that time. If you can, in a year, try 50 things, as opposed to exhaustively exploring 2, and they're all 5% likely to work, which is kind of what you should expect as a startup, you have a shot. If you have 2, you really don't.